A legacy of conflict, India and Pakistan's enduring rivalry. The Indian subcontinent remains a crucible of geopolitical tension, with the protracted rivalry between India and Pakistan at its heart. Born from the tumultuous partition of British India in 1947, the two nations have fought three major wars and countless smaller skirmishes. The Kashmir dispute, a territorial conflict rooted in history and identity, continues to be a major flashpoint. This enduring rivalry has fueled an arms race, with both countries investing heavily in their militaries and developing nuclear arsenals. The specter of conflict continues to cast a long shadow over South Asia, demanding a nuanced understanding of the military capabilities and strategic doctrines of both India and Pakistan. The partition of British India was a cataclysmic event, marked by mass displacement, violence, and enduring trauma. It resulted in the creation of two new nation-states, India and Pakistan, whose relationship was marred from the outset by territorial disputes, ideological differences, and competing national aspirations. The First Indo-Pakistani War in 1947-48 over the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir ended in a stalemate, with the region divided along the line of control, a de facto border that remains a source of tension. Subsequent wars in 1965 and 1971 further deepened the animosity between the two countries, leaving behind a legacy of mistrust and mutual suspicion. The 1998 nuclear tests by both India and Pakistan marked a dangerous escalation in the rivalry, transforming South Asia into a nuclear flashpoint. While both countries maintain that their nuclear arsenals are for deterrence purposes, the potential for miscalculation or an accidental escalation remains a serious concern. The 2001-2002 standoff, triggered by a terrorist attack on the Indian parliament, brought the two countries perilously close to war, highlighting the fragility of peace in the region. Despite efforts to normalize relations, the India-Pakistan rivalry continues to be characterized by periods of intense hostility, punctuated by brief interludes of détente. Cross-border terrorism, ceasefire violations along the line of control, and inflammatory rhetoric have hampered attempts at dialogue and reconciliation. The deep-seated mistrust and the unresolved Kashmir dispute continue to cast a long shadow over the relationship, making it one of the most volatile and dangerous in the world. India's nuclear doctrine is deeply intertwined with its history and strategic environment. Having fought multiple wars with both Pakistan and China, India perceives itself as facing a complex security threat from two nuclear-armed neighbors. This perception, coupled with a desire for strategic autonomy, led India to develop its own nuclear weapons capability. India conducted its first nuclear test in 1974, followed by a series of tests in 1998 that formally declared its nuclear weapon status. Central to India's nuclear doctrine is the principle of no first use, which states that India will not be the first to use nuclear weapons in a conflict. This policy, adopted in 1999, seeks to assure India's neighbors, while simultaneously deterring nuclear attacks against it. India maintains a credible minimum deterrence posture, meaning it aims to possess a nuclear arsenal sufficient to inflict unacceptable damage on an adversary in retaliation for a nuclear attack. This posture is designed to deter both nuclear and large-scale conventional attacks against India. India's nuclear arsenal is believed to consist of around 172 nuclear warheads, though the exact number remains classified. These warheads are deliverable by a triad of delivery systems: land-based ballistic missiles, aircraft, and sea-based platforms. The land-based leg of the triad comprises a range of ballistic missiles, including the short-range Prithvi, the medium-range Agni, and the intercontinental ballistic missile Agni-V. These missiles provide India with the capability to strike targets across its neighborhood and beyond. The air-launched component of India's nuclear triad is centered around fighter jets, such as the French-made Mirage 2000 and the Russian-origin Su-30 MKI. These aircraft are capable of delivering gravity bombs modified to carry nuclear warheads. The sea-based leg of the triad is still under development, but India has already deployed the Arihant-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine. This submarine, armed with the K-4 submarine-launched ballistic missile, provides India with a survivable second strike capability, further enhancing its deterrence posture. Pakistan's nuclear doctrine is shaped by its unique security perceptions and a history of conflict with India. Facing a much larger and conventionally superior neighbor, Pakistan views nuclear weapons as the ultimate guarantor of its security and territorial integrity. Pakistan embarked on its nuclear weapons program in response to India's nuclear test in 1974, conducting its own tests in 1998, just weeks after India. This tit-for-tat nuclearization of South Asia marked a dangerous turning point in the region's history. Unlike India, Pakistan has adopted a policy of full-spectrum deterrence, which eschews the no-first-use principle. This doctrine emphasizes ambiguity and leaves open the option of using nuclear weapons first, particularly in response to a large-scale conventional attack that threatens Pakistan's existence. By maintaining a credible threat of nuclear retaliation, Pakistan seeks to deter India from exploiting its conventional superiority. This policy of calculated ambiguity, however, also raises concerns about the potential for miscalculation or accidental escalation. Pakistan's nuclear arsenal is estimated to be around 170 warheads, roughly comparable in size to India's. Pakistan has developed a diverse range of delivery systems, including ballistic missiles, fighter jets, and potentially sea-based platforms. The backbone of Pakistan's nuclear delivery capability is its arsenal of ballistic missiles, which includes the short-range Nasser, the medium-range Gauri, and the intermediate-range Shaheen series. These missiles provide Pakistan with the ability to strike various targets within India, holding major Indian cities at risk. In addition to ballistic missiles, Pakistan relies on its air force to deliver nuclear weapons. Fighter jets such as the American-made F-16s and the jointly developed JF-17 Thunder are believed to be capable of carrying nuclear gravity bombs. Pakistan is also developing the Babur-3 submarine-launched cruise missile, which could potentially provide it with a sea-based nuclear delivery capability in the future. This development, if realized, would further complicate the strategic equation in South Asia. Section 4. Titans on Land, comparing the Indian and Pakistani armies. The Indian and Pakistani armies, the two largest standing armies in South Asia, represent the frontline forces in this enduring rivalry. Both armies are structured and equipped for large-scale conventional warfare, with a particular focus on the plains of Punjab, the historical battleground between the two countries. The Indian Army, with 1.45 million active personnel, and another 900,000 in reserve, dwarfs the Pakistani Army, which fields 660,000 active troops and 550,000 reservists. This disparity in manpower reflects India's larger population and its strategic objectives of maintaining a military balance with both Pakistan and China. India's armored corps is a formidable force, boasting over 4,201 tanks, including the Russian-designed T-90, the indigenously developed Arjun, and the older T-72. Pakistan, while numerically inferior, operates around 2,627 tanks, primarily consisting of the Ukrainian T-80UD, the Chinese Type 85, and the aging T-59. India's tank fleet is not only larger but also technologically more advanced, giving it a qualitative edge in a potential conflict. In terms of artillery, India possesses a significant advantage, with a diverse inventory of towed and self-propelled howitzers, multiple rocket launchers, and ballistic missiles. The Indian Army has been modernizing its artillery force, inducting new systems like the South Korean K-9 Vajra, self-propelled howitzer, and the American M777 ultra-light howitzer. Pakistan's artillery force, while smaller, is also undergoing modernization, with the recent acquisition of the SH-15 self-propelled howitzer from China. Despite these acquisitions, Pakistan's artillery remains outgunned by India's larger and more sophisticated force. Section 5. Sea Power Dynamics, from Blue Water Ambitions to Littoral Defense. The Indian and Pakistani navies represent contrasting approaches to naval power projection. India, with its long coastline, vast exclusive economic zone, and aspirations to be a blue water navy, possesses a much larger and more capable navy than Pakistan. The Indian Navy operates two aircraft carriers, the INS Vikramaditya and the indigenously built INS Vikrant, giving it a significant power projection capability. These carriers, equipped with MiG-29K fighter jets, can project air power far beyond India's shores. In contrast, the Pakistan Navy, with its limited resources and a focus on littoral defense, has adopted a strategy of sea denial. Lacking aircraft carriers, the Pakistan Navy concentrates on defending its coastline, protecting its sea lanes of communication, and denying India unchallenged control of the Arabian Sea. Pakistan's naval doctrine emphasizes the use of submarines, anti-ship missiles, and fast attack craft to target India's larger surface combatants. The submarine arm is a key component of both navies. The Indian Navy operates a mix of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, or SSBNs, and diesel-electric attack submarines. The Arahant-class SSBNs, armed with nuclear-tipped K-4 submarine-launched ballistic missiles, or SLBMs, provide India with a survivable second-strike capability. The diesel-electric submarines, such as the Scorpene class, are primarily designed for anti-ship and anti-submarine warfare. The Pakistan Navy, while lacking nuclear-powered submarines, operates a fleet of diesel-electric attack submarines, including the French-designed Augusta class and the newer Chinese-built Type 039A Yuan class. The Pakistan Navy is also acquiring 8 Type 054A/P frigates from China, which are equipped with advanced anti-ship missiles and air defense systems. These acquisitions reflect Pakistan's efforts to enhance its naval capabilities and counter India's growing maritime power.